Saltburn.
Yeah, that's getting some mixed reactions. Saltburn. Yeah, I've heard of some scenes from that movie that sound very disturbing.
Yeah. So it's the new one from the director of Promising Young Woman, which was one of my favourite films that the year it came out. I love Promising Young Woman. Kerry Mulligan actually has an amusing cameo in this, but the setup for this is then you've got this character played by Barry Keoghan, who starts at Oxford, and he's struggling to really fit in. He's a little bit more of the shy, nerdy one, or so we think, but he becomes attached to this more like cool slacker style rich character, and I think that's partly what they play up in the film, is then the Barry Keoghan character is more working class and a little bit more from a traditional family, but he gets attached to this character who's, you know, a bit more of a suave, like, ladies' man and a bit more of a slacker. And they start, like, form quite an intense bond. The Barry Keoghan character away for the summer, basically, when they break up for the summer, to his family's retreat. And you've got his family, so brilliant casting of the parents, Rosamund Pike and
I love her.
Richard E. Grant. What better parents could you have? And Rosamund Pike steals the film. I'll say she's so wonderful. She's so in her element with some of the like snooty comments, and one of my favorite bits is when she starts talking about, because they're listening to like a Britpop track at some point, and she brings up the track Common People by Pulp, and she starts claiming that it was like based on her, because she's saying things like, I grew up this time and I appeared in like music videos for like Blur or bands like that because I was like a model. And then she starts saying, but it all went wrong when people start claiming that Common People was based on me. And he's like, I never even met Jarvis Cocker. And she's just doing all these, she does like a line from the song at some point. So she's absolutely great. I think in many ways she steals the film. And it has that sort of satirical feel where it subverts your expectations, because without really giving away the film, it sort of makes you feel for a long time then the popular guy is actually going to turn out to be the villain of the film. But as we get more into the summer events, it sort of twists on that. Film, it's a solid film. It's quite stylish. You've got good use of music, like just songs that sort of sum up a certain time. I remember, because I would have been quite young, like they have a Block Party song, and they were quite a big indie band in like the mid 2000s, from the same director, because it's quite playful and provocative with some of its stuff. But that's the thing to say, is it's a solid movie. It's nowhere near as good as Promising Young Woman, because that was exceptional. And I don't think it's meant to be. I think it's meant to be more of a tongue-in-cheek movie, and, you know, just having a bit of a send-up of these really pompous characters. And it's just very provocative, but I don't think it has a serious point in the same way than Promising Young Woman does. It's a more mainstream sort of comedy satire, I'd say that. So solid. I'd recommend checking it out. It's got a great use of Murder on the Dance Floor at the end of the film, which is a great pop song. But yeah, worth checking out. Not as good as Promising Young Woman, but you can see that it's from the same director. I don't hate some, but some of those scenes were so over the top. I mean, it is quite edgy and quite close to the bone, and they play that up for like comedic effect. But that's the thing. I don't think you're meant to take it that seriously. Whereas, as I said, Promising Young Woman, I think,
is a more serious. Seeing this one, because I read about a certain scene in main character and a grave, and that's all I'm gonna say. And reading about that scene was enough for me to go, okay, just reading about this is disturbing me. I don't think I need to see it. But I do love Rosamund Pike. She's always so good. So I can imagine that she, in this sort of movie, that she'd be really good. But I don't know if it's the movie for me. Just seems a little too extreme.
That's fair. Keegan, decent actor and everything, but he's trying to do a Liverpool accent and it's terrible. He's Irish, by the way, but his version of a Liverpool accent is rubbish. And the other thing is the other lead, the guy who's in Euphoria, he's getting a lot of roles at the moment, and they're trying to make him into a star, and
it's not working.
I can't quite see it, because when he's playing the Euphoria type character, like the quite nasty shadow Patrick Bateman style character, I think he works in those roles, and that's similar to what he's playing in this. But I know he's going to be in that new Elvis film, Priscilla, where he's cast as Elvis.
That one I will probably see, because I like Sofia Coppola. Okay, interesting.
And to be fair, I saw the trailer last night, and even though I wasn't necessarily convinced, I sort of thought, well, you can actually see he does look like a young Elvis, so you can see how they've maybe got the look.
Oh, nice tux.
Thank you.
Wow, it's a rental, right?
Yeah. Wait. Where are we going, Felix?
You think you'll go home?
Honestly, home doesn't mean the same for me as it does for you, Felix.
Well, why don't you come home with me? Come to Saltburn.
I see why Felix likes you so much. You're so, real.
Oliver, I have a complete and utter horror of ugliness. Ever since I was very young. I don't know why.
Maybe because you're a terrible person.
Lots of people get lost in Saltburn.
This place, it's not for you.
I can honestly say that these last few months have been the happiest of my life. Anything else I should know about?
No, just be yourself. They'll love you. It's relaxed, I promise.